Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. We encourage viewer participation in the chat. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Every week we'll have another interesting guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be sharing various adventures by our guests as well as myself. And thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. I'll tell you, it's Thursday, but it's not 7 o'clock. It's 4 p.m., and I'm on at a special time today. And I have a great show lined up, really. Mario Nappa, he's a very experienced drone pilot here in Central Florida, and he ran into some issues recently when he was flying, and you're going to hear all about it. He was on our Fly for Fun show last night, um, and his story is so interesting. So I got to say, I know you guys are going to enjoy listening to Mario. And don't forget, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'll try to keep an eye out for them. But I know it's an off time, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. And John Gregory, Connecticut Pirate, he was number one. And always good to see John. And I plan on flying with him this summer. But, they're planning a Northeast drone meetup, in September. So maybe he'll put some information about that in the chat. But anyway, I can't say enough thanks for you guys tuning in, especially at an off time when I'm not even scheduled. But anyway, I know Chris, Have Drone Will Fly. He was in early. How you doing, Chris? Good to see you. And Brian, Waypoint New England, is watching. And we got TJ Alexander in the house. And I flew with TJ this morning. So how you doing, TJ? And we got Josh. Premag Media, he's in the house, and he's sort of organizing this Northeast drone meetup. He had mentioned that to me down at the South Florida drone meetup. And you know what? I said, yeah, that's a great idea, Josh. And I figured he would never put it together, to be honest with you, because I've been waiting 3 years for Mark Fisher to put another one together. But Josh teamed up with Mark Fisher and John Gregory and Steve Janess, and I don't know who else is involved on the committee, but they already got a date scheduled. They're going to be flying up in Providence, Rhode Island, and I'm going to be there. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, we got Bob Casey in the house. How you doing, Bob? Good to see you, and appreciate you watching. And again, Bob is a big sponsor of the South Florida Drone Meetup. Really, can't say enough thanks. He's been sponsoring it since day one. His custom made wooden American plate. If he had committed for next year, I missed it, and if he didn't, that's all well and good too. But anyway, thank you so much, Bob. And we got Dominic, Northside Hawk. He's watching all the way in Australia. How you doing, Dominic? And I know it takes time to mention the names, but Dennis Lovelady's in the house. How you doing, Dennis? Good to see you. Spoke to Dennis today. He made that great donation of the Hoover Air at the South Florida Drone Meetup. And my friend Joe Lee, who is a detective in New York City, his wife was there at the meetup, and she won it. But Joe will be flying it. That's for sure. But anyway, we got Ron Johnson in the house. How you doing? And I'll get back to the names very shortly, guys. And we got TJ Grady in the house. He's watching in North Carolina. How you doing, TJ? Thanks for popping in. Flying high in Florida. Jason, good to see you. But anyway, I'm going to get back to the names shortly. I'll try to keep an eye out. But I would like you all to please give a warm welcome to Mario Nappa. He's coming to us all the way from Central Florida. How you doing, Mario?
I'm doing great, Ray. How you doing?
Man, you're in high demand. Last night you were booked for the Fly for Fun show, and today you're on our show, my show. Um,
Well, it was a serious issue, and I think I'm glad it was resolved.
Yeah, no. But again, some of the viewers in the chat didn't watch the show last night. They have no idea what we're talking about. But briefly, or tell us what happened with your issue up at the villages.
Okay. Well, about 3 or 4 years ago, I started filming some of the construction that is going on up there because they're building about 350 homes a month, and if you blink an eye, you miss what's happening. So, and I'm one of four pilots that uh, take shots of the construction, and a lot of the future homeowners appreciate that because they're making probably the biggest investment of their adult lives, and they want they have a voracious appetite for this sort of stuff. And if you don't publish, they a new video, they come back to you and they say, when are you going to publish? So I was doing this for about 4 years, not that often. Maybe I only had maybe 35 videos, and some of the other pilots were doing a lot more. And then on April, I would say maybe like the 13th, one of the pilots got a letter, and or two of them did, and it was a cease and desist letter. And I didn't get one, but he posted something on Facebook and said he was grounded. So I knew immediately what had happened, or I suspected what happened. And I called him up, and he told me, he says, "Yeah," he says, "I didn't want to get in, I didn't want to talk about it online, specifically that it was the villages, but everybody could read between the lines." And I didn't get it. I didn't get a letter. And then, so I wasn't totally surprised when I got the letter like 3 days later. And so two of us got the letter on the 17th, and two of them maybe on the 13th. And
Yeah,
I was on the show last night and with Ryan LaTourette, and I posted what was going on the South Florida drone meetup Facebook page, and
right.
Ryan saw it. And he wrote back to me and says, I'd be willing to help out any way I can. And so I put him in touch with one of the other pilots because at the time I hadn't gotten a letter. And
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't. You
so
see the comment there, Jason Crowder, flying high in Florida. He flies at the villages at the solar survey area of the villages. He hasn't had any problems. Interesting. But go
I don't
ahead,
know.
Mario. I didn't mean to
So
interrupt you.
I think they apparently, well, they can't. If people they have a drone club in the villages. A lot of people fly drones, but they're specifically concerned about areas of construction. And so if people fly in their neighborhoods or where the homes are all built, I don't think they had any issue with that. It was only the four of
Okay.
us that were shooting uh, video of the new construction areas, and I have reasons why I think that was the case, and I can get into that. So so I got this letter, and it's no, it's not for the faint of heart. It's like 4 pages long. I mean,
And it was
it
from an
was
attorney, right? You were put
it
on
was
notice
from
by an attorney's office?
it was yeah, it was the attorneys in Tampa, but it's a national firm. I mean, they're all over the place. It's Carlton Fields.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they said basically, among other things, that I was flying over 400 feet. I was violating the privacy of the workers. Um, I was flying over cars. I was flying over people, and that they basically threatened me with a lawsuit. They said if I don't sign this, if I don't comply, the last page had a signature line. They said if I don't comply and sign this in 14 days, then it
They
would go
wanted
to the
you to
next.
sign it and send it back?
No, of course I didn't sign it because that was like an admission of guilt,
Right,
and I was really angry because I knew that I wasn't committing any violations. I mean, I never fly
right.
over 400 feet. I don't fly over people. I
Mm-hmm.
don't fly over cars. I fly on a Sunday afternoon when nobody's working anyway. So they tried to
Right.
scare us, and I think that's their first tactic, and it didn't work. You know,
Very, very interesting. Sad. It's a sad
Well,
situation, really.
it's sad.
And
Yeah,
I would be very angry if I received a letter like that.
well, if I had known I had committed a violation, then I would have, walked away with my tail between my legs and felt bad. But I knew that what we were doing, at least me, I was following the rules. And and the other thing they complained about was trespassing, and I never trespass, never. I always flew from parking lots or on the side of the street that was not closed. So I was angry, to say the least. And I
Right.
fired a letter right
Sure.
back.
Rightfully so.
The next day, I
Oh,
fired a
you've
letter
sent them a
back.
letter back.
Well, I sent it like the next day, or maybe even the same day. I just sent a rebuttal, and I never heard a thing. We kind of exchanged phone calls a little bit. Not we kind of missed each other, and then I never heard a thing back. I said, "Call me when let's set up a time where we can talk," and he never got back to me. So,
Okay.
and then in the meantime, I contacted on the South Florida Drone Meetup page. I put in change.org petition, and that was signed. That wasn't. It was done by one of the other pilots, but I posted it there, and that got almost 1,000 signatures. And the backlash
Wow.
from
Really? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and the backlash from the community was so great, because people were saying, if this is the way the villages is treating residents and people who are trying to, elicit or bring forth information about their community, then I don't want to move there, And they caught wind of that, and they kind of realized that this was uh, a big issue, and
Right.
then
Right.
it
Interesting.
didn't, yeah, it kind of hurt them as well because right about that same time, one of their drywall hangers was arrested for being an MS-13 gang member. So,
That's
so
amazing too.
they were getting bad
Nothing
publicity.
surprises me though, Mario.
Oh, and I think they were getting bad publicity from all sides, and so it was. I think they felt it was in
So,
their
so
best
you
interest.
never heard from them, or you got a letter saying, "Don't worry about flying there." Did something
Well,
like that happen, or no?
what happened was I got the original letter on I think it was they FedExed it to me like on April 18th. I got it, and then I got a letter from the attorney eventually, and March 17th. So I'm sorry, on April 10th. So almost a month later, and he says, "Thank you for your patience. My client informed me that they have discussed the matter internally and intend to reach out to you directly." And then the next day, I got a letter from an email from the villages, and they said that we appreciate our community partners and we understand the public's desire for information and regular updates on our rapidly growing hometown. We think it's reasonable to expect a relationship based on mutual respect and general adherence to the golden rule, whatever that means, when it comes to drone activities over our property. And then it says, and this would include following all relevant rules such as 934.50 and 810.09 Florida statutes and FAA regulations. Um,
Interesting.
so,
Wow. Eyes in the
so
chat. What would you do if you received a letter like this from an attorney's office? Tell us in the chat. What you would do. Would you sign it, or would you ignore it? Would you throw it in the garbage? What would you do? But anyway, I think you handled it real good, Mario. Really.
well, the four of us kind of got together on email, and the three others got together in person and discussed what the path forward was going to be. And I think if this had progressed, we would have together gotten an attorney because I had volunteered to donate to the cause, and
Right.
because I was more concerned about the implications of this, not only for me but for all
Hey,
drone pilots.
Tom. How you doing, Tom?
Because once
Yeah.
something like this happens, and
Tom says he would respond right back. Okay,
yeah,
interesting. That's good, Tom. You know,
no, I think you
yep,
have to.
very,
Yeah,
very good. Hmm.
you,
Dennis, he would
you can't be
rebut.
scared.
Yep, like Mario did. Yep. And Josh, he wouldn't sign. Excuse me. But anyway, all right, guys, that's good. Hey, Hot Rod, how you doing, Hot Rod? Good to see you. But very, very interesting. So I'm glad it's all cleared up. But listen, I have one of your videos queued up. So let me share this right now because I know the viewers will enjoy it. And is the Villages the Water's Edge one, Mario?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
right? All right. Anyway, this is sort of where Mario flies, guys, in the
Well,
villages.
this is what I got in trouble for.
What?
Pedal down the open road, catch a fish where rivers flow, flying high where drones do go, bike and fish and fly, let's roll. Morning rides with
Oh, no.
sunrise glow,
Okay.
casting lines where water's slow,
Here's my disclaimer.
over hills and waters low, drone up high, the world below.
Welcome to the village of Water's Edge, the newest community in the Villages, situated just across from Eastport. This exciting addition is designed to be a hub of activity, offering residents easy access to everything that makes life in the Villages so special. Whether you prefer a quick golf cart ride to the nearest course or a peaceful stroll along the water, Water's Edge provides the perfect setting to embrace your dream lifestyle. Its prime location places it close to Eastport, Middleton, and Magnolia Plaza, while easy access to the Turnpike entrance on Route 470 makes travel to the Orlando Airport and theme parks
Looks like a
a
great
breeze.
place to fly,
It is
Mario.
bordered by Central Parkway.
Yeah, there's a
which
lot of
also makes
area
it
to
easy
fly. I mean, it's just
Route
wide
75,
open.
which is a gateway to the Tampa area.
Here's a
Yeah.
twist. What if you
Well,
could
anyway, we got a commercial.
So
But
I got to tell you a
anyway,
story.
if you guys want to watch the rest of that video, go to Mario's channel and watch it. And if you're not subscribed to Mario's channel, please do it. Do it now. Because he's got a
There's
lot of other videos on there too. We'll show another one shortly.
little story about that one. That was one of the first ones where I actually had a script when I was reading, and people criticized me for it. And they says, we would just rather you talk off the cuff. And that was the only one I did like that. And I stopped doing
Really?
them after
Off
that.
the cuff,
Yeah.
huh?
So, and that's
The
what I do now.
professionals use a script usually.
I know, but people don't like that. They said it sounded too
You read it. It's like
premeditated,
you were
just,
reading it.
yeah. So now I just
Yeah.
speak, off the cuff and doesn't sound like
Yeah.
so pro Villages, I guess.
And again, if anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. Well, Mario and I will try to keep an eye out for them. And there's Mario's channel. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, well, Mario, a lot of people don't know your story, how you became involved with drones. You didn't really get a chance to talk about it last night. So, briefly, tell us how you became involved with flying drones.
Sure. Back in 2014, there was a TV show called The New Screensavers. Maybe some of the viewers are familiar with that. There's a guy by the name of Leo Laporte, and he's the tech guy. And he had he had a priest on, a Jesuit priest, who actually took on the show, he took on a drone. It's one of these, now it would be considered a toy drone. And it was called a Simon.
One more subscriber. TJ just subscribed to your channel.
Thank you very much. And it was a Cyma X5C. I bet you somebody out there remembers that drone because it was really popular. And I actually did a video of my neighborhood down here, and I posted it online on YouTube. And so I that's how I got hooked. And but it took me a while before I got a DJI.
Dominic just subscribed.
Thank you very much, Dominic. It took me a while to buy a DJI drone because just at the time I was flying that, one of my neighbors here had the Phantom 4 or the Phantom, or maybe one of the first Phantoms, and he lost it. He had a flyaway, and it was like maybe back then, maybe like a $2,000 drone. 10 years ago, that was a lot of money. And
of course, Strange Life just subscribed.
Oh, thanks a lot. So then around 2019, so 4 years later, DJI came out with the Mavic Mini, and it was only
Yep.
$500 for the Fly More combo, and we were going to
Right.
Alaska. So I said I wanted to take my drone to Alaska, and so I bought it, got ready to go to Alaska, and then COVID hit, and my trip got canceled. So now I have
Okay.
this drone, and so what do I do with it? And I started filming around the neighborhood because there's a lot of construction going on, and in 55 plus neighborhoods, people don't get out very much, as much as probably they
No.
should, and they all wanted to see
Yep.
what was happening around, and then they got the videos became really popular. Neighbors would stop me and saying, "When
Wow.
is your next?" I got to tell you a funny story. I went to Publix, the grocery store, and the bagger said to me, "Are you the guy that does the drone videos?" And I said, "Yeah." And then the cashier said to me, "Oh, I watch them all the time too." So I got really
That's funny.
embarrassed. I got embarrassed, but I don't get
Ron,
embarrassed
Ron
anymore.
Johnson just subscribed.
Thanks, Ron. So, and then once you start buying one drone, it just piles. It just keeps happening. It's just
Exactly. And DJI drones are the best. That's
right.
how I'm a fanboy, DJI fanboy. And I
I am
hope it,
too.
hey, we got Johnny Drone Flyer in the chat. How you doing, Johnny? But yeah, I hope this DJI thing doesn't get any worse and it gets better and that Mavic 4 Pro comes out pretty soon. Not that I'm going to get it. Are you going to get that drone, by the way?
I'm looking actually like the Air 3S, but there's none available now.
No, I
I
heard
mean,
that.
I was
Yeah,
looking online just
even
today.
at the retail stores, the different like B&H
Nothing. Nobody.
Photo and
It's all
all
out
those
of stock.
others.
This is out of stock. So
Yeah, they
I
don't got
guess
them either. Sold out.
I guess they're being held up at customs or something.
You want me to call Frank Blank? I think that's his name. But anyway, yeah, I know it's a messed up situation. We'll leave it there. We won't go into it. So many live streams have talked about it, beat that subject to death. But hopefully
Well,
it gets solved.
there's nothing we can do, right? I mean, we're at the mercy of whatever happens. So
Again, you can be like Hot Rod, start building your own drone. 7 drones in the last 3 months. Very cool, Rod. And did you see his rocket drone, by the way, Mario, at the meetup?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive drone. I know that. But anyway,
What, 245
I
for
think
battery?
now might be a good time to show your. Well, we'll talk about the tip of the week. Let me get back to my format here, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but this week's tip of the week, nothing fancy. Just be aware of your controller interference when flying in a group. Lately, I've been flying with quite a few different guys down here in Florida, and they got the new RC2 controllers, and they seem to be more powerful, and they create a lot of interference when I fly my Mavic 3 now, and now my Mavic 3 Pro. So just be aware of that. But again, what I do is I move away. I get distance from that controller, and it clears it up. Do you have any tips or a tip for the viewers, Mario?
Yeah, sure. Based on what happened to me, and I've been doing this actually before all this happened, is I carry regulations with me. I carry the 934.50 regulations, and I have an area highlighted that I would actually like to read. And then I also
Hey, Ronnie.
carry an FAA Part 107 fact sheet, and I have copies of this. And if somebody comes up to me while I'm flying, I'll tell them, listen, I'll give them a copy of this, and I'll say, you read this over. When I'm done flying, I'll answer any questions that this doesn't answer for you. And this way, I don't want, if I'm doing something, a lot of times people just want to talk, but you got the drone in the air, and you got to really focus on what you're doing. You can't be distracted.
Exactly.
So I have this handy.
I like that.
I carry. You can print this off of the FAA website. So.
Right. I like that. That's a great idea. Yeah. You're the first guy I know that does that. Really.
I got the idea from 51 Drones because he recommended it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep, Russ. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
we got Eric Rose in the Bahamas watching. How you doing, Eric? Good to see you. Yeah, and if anybody has not flown in the Bahamas, you got to get there. I did fly there myself. Um, did a little cruise over there, and I got my permission from the FAA in the Bahamas, the CAAB, I think, Eric, right? It's called. I got my permission. Had to tell them what drone I was going to fly, but it was fun, and it's really a great place to fly, the Bahamas. Yep. So let me see. Hot Rod put a comment up. I got to read it. As a community that need to have these documents put together for all of us. Yes, checklists are a big thing. I know I got my checklist in my bag, my original checklist, the handwritten checklist. Yeah. But anyway, I tell you, it's good to see everybody in the chat. I did not think we were going to have this many watching at this time, but thank you all for tuning in.
Work up an appetite.
We got John Flynn in the house now. How you doing, John? Watching up in Michigan. Good to see you. So, all right, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Okay, we got a comment right here. You can use the RC2 with the Mavic 3. No, it's the DJI-RC, Dennis. As far as I know, I don't know anybody else who uses the RC2 on it.
So I have a question. You can use the RC2 with the Air 3S. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. As far as I know, that's
So
what
if
the
you already
guys were
have,
flying today.
yeah, if
and
you
they
have
were
an
flying an
RC,
Air 3S.
if you have an RC2 already, is it worth buying another one?
I don't see why not. It should be compatible.
Right. Because the
Yep.
Flymore Combo comes with the RC2 controller, but just buy all the pieces and
Yeah, it's the CAAB. Yep, that's what it is. I thought that's what it was. Thank you, Eric. So, but anyway, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Thank you, guys. If I miss you a question, I don't do it on purpose. But I want to show another one of your videos now, Mario, and then we'll show a viewer video a little later. So, and let's see. I used to blow the whole stream when I started showing videos. All right. I think you did the South Florida drone meetup. That was yours, right? I think this is it. Sometimes I make them up. This is yours, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're heading down to the 5th annual South Florida Drone Meetup. We're on the turnpike. Just missed all the traffic areas, so another about 2 hours to go.
You can narrate. I know you narrate in the video.
And Stuart, I'm here for the
Oh, this is just my traveling to the hotel.
meetup. You see a bunch of guys just getting here over there on the right. And we have a meet and greet at 5 o'clock today, so probably take some videos then.
I like your style, the way you make your videos, you produce your videos. I like your style.
Try to give a context of what it's like, getting there, and if people are watching,
PC or smartphone, then this video is for you. Nobody believed me at first, but now everybody wants one. My friends roasted me for getting scammed into buying a flash drive for $35. But once I showed them what it could do, they begged me to reveal the brand. It's called PhotoStick Omni, the device that shocked tech experts and disrupted the cloud storage industry. Designed with cutting-edge file detection and backup technology, which allows it to find, organize, and securely store every single photo, video, and document automatically. This process ensures nothing gets lost, keeping all your precious memories safe.
Yeah.
Is it gone now?
Yeah.
Look at that, bag of drones is already here.
How'd you like the hotel, by the way?
I liked it a lot. I tried making reservations this afternoon, but they weren't answering their phone. This is
Okay,
the
yeah, we
meetup
got
on
the
Friday
same
night.
rate again, guys. Same rate for next year. Can you imagine 5 years in a row they kept the same rate? 139 for a room, 149 for a suite. And the meet and
I
greet.
highly
What'd you
recommend.
think about the meet and greet this year?
Weekend warriors
Great.
gathering under April skies.
So this song was had it made by AI for the meetup.
Chasing the high. Meet me at 6 on Friday night. Names to faces.
I like the song. I really do.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Goes like firelight. South Florida skies feel just right.
Okay,
No, it was a little, even despite the wind, that day, it was a great
You
day.
got there early. You were there early with us.
As you can see, it's a little windy. People are setting up. And I'm not sure I'm going to put a drone in here.
Look at
A
it.
little bit.
Angel
Just to say
says
I did it.
that Air 3S is available at Adorama.
These are the
All right, check
pavilions.
it out.
1, 2, 3, 4 pavilions. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pavilions.
It was windy. That's one drawback this year. It was very windy.
So if you're out there and you haven't been to one yet, I highly recommend it. It was a great time. It goes by so fast.
Let me see. Let me try to fast forward this a little.
Fast forward to the end. Okay.
Anyway, this is Nick, and he did his waterproof drone demo. He's incredible, Nick. 5 days.
Yeah, he did he's got people, when I show people this video, they thought that the drone went in there by mistake. And I said, no, he was intentionally putting it in the water.
Right. Yep. Oh my Lord. But anyway, you did a great job on this South Florida drone meetup, really. So
it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to next year. I mean, it was. So the only recommendation I would make is if you're driving there, if you're lucky enough to drive there, then just take a chair to sit on, because there's not you can be standing for a while.
We don't supply chairs, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. But oh yeah, Mario, $15.99 out of Rama.
Okay.
All right.
I'll have to check it out.
Thanks, Angel. Thanks.
I think I bought one of my I bought my camera from Adorama. I've used them before.
Have you? Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's good. But anyway,
I always try to buy locally if I can, but Best Buy's not carrying this stuff anymore.
Well, I forget. I know I used B&H one time on a drone purchase. That's when the Autel Mini came out, and I went through Autel. I mean, I went through B&H and got that. But that's the only time. Usually it's Amazon or DJI I use. But anyway, now are you excuse me, are you a snowbird or?
Yeah, yes, I am. Probably heading back in a few weeks. Back to Delaware.
Where do you head back to? Delaware,
I live in
right?
Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, Delaware doesn't have a lot of great places to fly, and I've done a lot of historical stuff. I've Fort Delaware. I've in a couple of the old cities.
Steve Janess in the house. How you doing, Steve?
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but it's just I try to get out as much as I can. There's no construction going on. That's the difference about Delaware and Florida. Florida's got so much construction going on. Delaware is pretty much all.
Are you by the water? Are you by the water in Delaware?
No, we're not. We're kind of like just by the Pennsylvania border.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, I've never flown there. I'm heading north on Sunday morning. I'm starting my drive back. So my first stop is in Rockingham, North Carolina. I'll be hopefully flying the Rockingham Speedway after dinner or before dinner that day. So, but so you come down for like 5 months and
Well,
7
we're
months,
down
or
for
how do you
more
do
like
it?
it's more like 7 months. We came down, and this year a little later because of a wedding, but it's at least 6 months, more like 7 months. And we're going to be coming back in early October this year. So we're heading, so only be gone maybe 4 months from here. But as
Oh,
people,
October. That's early. Yeah.
yeah, as you know, Ray, the weather's been great this year in the spring. I mean, it's not been humid at all, and it's great flying weather because it's not hot, it's not that hot, and it's no rain, so we a lot of good days to fly. So, but we really need the rain, so um,
Yeah.
maybe
Well,
along the
I don't
water there
know.
you get more than we do.
You're in Delaware, so maybe you would consider going to the Northeast Drone meetup up in Providence, Rhode Island. Would
I was
you
thinking, yeah,
consider
when
that or no?
oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're only about maybe 4 hours drive, 5 hours
Right.
maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So
September 5th to the 7th, right? Right, Josh? Put it in the chat so everybody knows. But I'm looking forward to that one. Like I said, and
yeah,
he says he'd
also,
love to have you. Josh says he'd love to have you. So, yep, there's the chat. 5th to the 7th, location to be determined. Unless you got a location by now, Josh, if you do, put it in the chat. Um, maybe Eric will go up there to Providence. Eric, come on, come again, because you were up in New England last year, if I remember right, right, Eric? Yeah. But anyway, and Eric, I don't know if you know it, but we filmed the Margaritaville at Sea cruise ship this past week. Well, 2 weeks ago, just prior to the South Florida drone meetup down at the port of Palm Beach. So yeah, he was up there. I remember seeing his photos. Eric's a professional photographer and obviously a great drone pilot, but um, so. But anyway, Mario, I want to show a viewer video now, if you don't mind.
sure.
And this week's viewer video is one of the best drone pilots in South Florida. So let me see if I can cue it up and make sure I get the right one. All right, here we go. Anybody know who this guy is?
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. This is pretty cool. I can see you
Alex Escardo
through the goggles. Crazy. Let me turn that off.
Let me try to get it full screen. Make it a little bigger. All right, here we go, guys. And I forget if he crashes in this one or not. No, I'm just kidding. Are you into FPV at all, Mario?
No, I can't do it, Ray. I get nauseous.
Yep. Yeah, I don't like the goggles on myself. I just don't feel comfortable flying with them.
Now I have the pair of goggles that you put your phone in.
Okay. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here.
Is he?
What is this? I may have to get those sticks. This is weird.
Okay.
What the hell? I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, why isn't it turning?
Okay. Good question, Alex, because I don't know.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay.
So it's a turn of the wrist.
We got a question.
Okay.
We got a question though.
Oh
We'll
my
get to
God,
that
what a learning
in 2
curve this is
seconds,
going to be.
Eric. But anyway, if you want to watch more Alex's FPV flying, go to his channel. In my opinion, he's a drone superstar, and I really, really enjoy watching Alex's videos. So, all right. So anyway, all right. Let's see what Eric's question is. Another drone pilot down here was selling his seldom used Air 2S Flymore combo for 800. Interesting. Does anyone think that is a good deal? Well, I'm selling mine for 775, Eric. But anyway, actually, I was asking 800 myself initially, and I dropped the price to 775. But anyway, I think it's a fair price, you know? Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think,
It costs almost twice that.
Mario?
So we're new. I have one. I really
Yeah.
like it, but the only advantage of the 3S in my mind is the telephoto lens. To tell you the truth, I mean, it's got a 3x telephoto, which or it's got 2 lenses on it.
Right.
So that would be a big advantage. But it's a great drone. I mean, I've not had an issue with it in whatever it is, 2-3 years I've had it.
I know. I got mine right back here.
I can't complain. I mean,
And
it takes nice videos too.
I got my son hooked on drones a few years back. Initially I gave him a mini, and he got the hang of it. And then that Christmas, I gave him and his wife a joint present of a DJI Air 2S Flymore combo, and he loves it. He actually loves it, and I was so glad that he really enjoys drone flying now. So, all right, I'm trying to keep up with the comments, guys. Sorry, it's hard. And again, Mario, if you see a question and I miss it, just mention it. So, okay, Eric. Yep, that's it. But I'm looking forward to the Northeast Drone Meetup, Northeast US Drone Meetup, I think is the correct title, And I think Josh had mentioned that he's got 50 drone pilots interested already. So,
so you're close
I'm
enough to
sure
drive, aren't you, Ray?
Yeah, I gotta drive an hour to get to a ferry boat, and then I take the ferry across the Long Island Sound from Orient Point to New London, Connecticut. And then once I'm on the other side, it's about a 25-minute drive, depending on traffic, to get to
That's good.
Providence. So, but yeah. And this year, I know they're working on a hotel, get us a good rate. I didn't stay overnight the last time when they had the meetup, and that was a mistake on my part. I should have took a hotel like some of the other guys did, like Eddie Nunez. He went with his wife, and they made it a total weekend out of it because there's so many great places to fly in Rhode Island along the coast. I think you got that Cliff Walk, it's called, and I didn't fly that, and I definitely want to fly it this time. And I even told Johnny, come on up here, Johnny, get up here, and we can drive there together. And so he's thinking about it, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe he was just appeasing me, He didn't want to hurt my feelings. So, yeah, amazing locations there. But, and I know, I feel bad leaving Florida. Do you feel bad when you leave, or no? You're looking forward to getting back to Delaware?
No, I do. I because I do a lot of fishing too, and right now the fishing is actually pretty good down here. So I went fishing yesterday and took my drone, so I got a little bit of a drone video and a fishing video, and I may do that again tomorrow.
Cool.
So
that's good. What kind of fish?
Bass fishing, lake lake fishing, not the ocean fishing or
right.
intercoastal. But
you catch any big ones?
I caught a couple of days ago, beginning of the week, I caught an 18-incher, which is not bad. It's maybe
Oh,
three and a half,
that's a nice bass.
3.5 pounds.
Yeah.
The biggest I've caught down here is almost 8 pounds, but that was
And you
maybe
do it
4
on
or
a
5 years
kayak,
ago.
you said? Kayak?
I do it. I just sold my boat. I sold my boat last week, but I have 2 kayaks, and I go out on a kayak. The kayak's a lot easier. Boats, a lot more work, a lot more expense, and it's just. Um, Plus, I have a dry bag for the drone. Fits, I can put the drone and the controller in it, so even if it goes in the water, it doesn't damage it or anything. But of course, I can't lose it while I'm flying, and then you gotta. I don't know if anybody's out there hand caught a drone while you're on a kayak. It's a little tricky, but you got to make
It
sure
is.
that you're anchored or you're sitting on lily pads or something. But you can do it. It's
And
not.
and just in case you're not anchoring and you're drifting, change the return to home to the controller rather
Oh,
than the
that's a good
takeoff
idea.
point.
That's a good
I
idea.
almost lost my air too way back in the day when I flew from my boat in the Atlantic Ocean, where I was out from under the drone within minutes. The current was so strong,
Oh yeah.
or the Gulf Stream, I should say, out there.
So
And
when
oh my God, I still get shakes about that flight. And I
yeah,
didn't change the controller to come back to the controller, so it was gonna. Oh, it was a nightmare. But I got it after 3 attempts. I just did a hard landing back into the boat. Tried to do a hand catch, but it went off my hand into the boat, and I didn't lose the drone. So
but
catch and release. Here we go. Well, good eating.
I
What do
I
you think,
do I do
Mario?
I do I do catch and release. But the yesterday we went in a woman's backyard. She has a private lake, and the lake is filled with small fish, and you have to remove some of the small ones if you want any of them to get big. So she was taking a few home for lunch, and that was the first
Can
time I
you eat
actually.
bass? Because I don't know anybody who eats bass. I don't.
They're not great eating. The meat is kind of mushy, almost like sea bass, and so I don't really care for it. So I would never
Yeah.
keep it. For me, it's just a fun to catch and be out there. And you know, tomorrow I'm going to Ocala National Forest, and I'm going to take the drone because you could fly in Florida. You could fly in Ocala National Forest, but you can't fly in state parks, right? I mean,
Oh, so
you
it's a
can't take.
national forest.
Yes,
You can fly there
you can fly there except
inside.
for inside. Yeah, you can take off from inside the boundaries and fly, except for I guess they have some sort of area where they test explosives, and those kinds of areas you have to stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but anywhere or most areas in the national forest you can fly, and so I'll try to fly, but not give away where I'm fishing. There's always keeping the secret spots for fishing too.
Of course. Yeah, secret spots. I know.
Right?
You make the mistake of telling one person,
I
and
know.
then,
That's it.
and then the
It's
next thing
over.
you know, he
Secret,
tells
the secret's
somebody, and
over.
then they tell somebody.
That's right.
I got a secret spot here, Mario, just to let you know. Right? I mean, it ain't 5 minutes from my condo, and I took Steve Barnett there. You know, Steve, you met him at the
Yeah.
meetup,
Yeah.
and it's right by Tiger Woods' yacht. He's got this big 90, well, something like a 90-foot yacht. I forget the exact size of it, but and then Jack Nicklaus has a yacht over there too. And those, don't tell nobody, those two spots are good for fishing. So, but now
What would
Steve
you?
brings his friends there.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's like it just gets out of control.
Yeah.
But
So, but anyway, again, guys, appreciate you tuning in today at this odd time. And we got Michael Blade in the house. I bet you he's going to go to the Northeast drone meetup. Are you going, Michael? So he lives right there in Providence or Warwick. I forget where, right, Michael? Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to just keep it up, but I tell you, let's see, did I cover everything? Controller flight bag, yep, that's a good tip. And showed Alex's video. Oh, I want to show your other video. That's what I want to do. So let me do that right now. And you can narrate if you don't narrate in the video itself, because it's all about fishing, guys. Lake Geneva. So
Open road. Catch a fish where rivers flow.
oh, what happened?
What's the matter?
No, it stopped.
So a lot of this music I generate with AI. There's a free program called Suno, a website called suno.com, suno.com, and you're allowed to generate like 2 songs a day.
Okay.
Okay, here we are on Lake Geneva. You see,
Like I said, I love the way you
behind-
make your videos. I really do.
I try to use two
Sylvia's
different
house.
GoPros, and I use like multicam editing.
and, oh,
It gets tricky because sometimes you have like, if I turn it on and off for like every time I catch a fish, so I can have like 30 different
Yep.
clips I got to
What's that?
synchronize. It takes a lot of time.
yeah.
I love
I got some-
kayaking, but my back is sort of shot, so I can't do it as much as I used to do it. But
Well, if you get a kayak with a
enjoy
good seat,
fishing from a
you got-
kayak.
you got to get a kayak with a good seat, Ray, and then it's because I got a bad back too. With a good seat though, you could fish for hours.
Yeah.
At the end of the video, I take the drone up and I fly around.
Oh, okay. Let me fast forward it then. Let me go to that. Let me see if I can fast forward it. All right, here we go, guys.
But I couldn't find evidence for that on the historical data on Google Earth. But,
That's the lake right there?
Cynthia and I
That's
walked
like
back
a
there at one
companion
point.
lake. Notice how blue
yeah.
this one is. See how blue the color is.
Oh, okay.
Last time
Now,
we fished here,
I'm going to turn the
and
drone around and we'll
like
go
they
back
may have
to
been
the other
connected,
lake.
but water levels are definitely too low now for that to be the case. And the water looks much clearer and bluer in the back lake than it does on the front lake.
You
As
see
can
in the
see.
front
See
lake,
how blue
it's,
it is there?
and
Look
this
how-
woman who lives
Well,
there. mentioned
anyway.
Clearly different.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. I give you a lot of credit here, man. This is not hard. This is hard to do when you're in a kayak.
Dragonflies hover, tracing golden threads. Clouds hang
Well, you
loose
just
like
have to
a
make sure
mind
that
unset.
you're
With every
anchored so that you
stroke,
could land
we
it.
follow liquid trails.
Well, anyway, guys, if you want to watch the rest of that, just go to Mario's channel, and I tell you, really, it was a pleasure having you on. But I can't forget to do the lucky number contest. So, Mario, you're eligible too. Pick the lucky number now, guys, for the monthly giveaway. $10 Amazon gift card, 1 to 25. Put it in the chat now. I'll keep an eye out. Nope, it's not 14. It's not 14. Not 4, John. Jason. Okay, here we go. Not 13. Up. I do see it. Oh, I do see it. And it almost went by. I almost missed it. But let's see who got it first. I know Brian had it, but I think John Flynn got it first. So, number 7. John, congratulations. I'll put your name and it'll go in the hat for the monthly drawing. So, anyway. So, Mario, do you have any closing thoughts for the viewers? Anything you'd like to promote, like your channel or whatever?
I mean, if people want to watch stuff, they're welcome to, come to my channel. My only recommendation is, try fly safe, obey all the laws and rules, because you're representing a community when you're out there, and you have to you have to be sensible and do things right. And I think if we all do that, then we'll be able to fly drones for a long time.
Right. Totally agree with you. I mean, much as I enjoy flying for fun, I'm a very conservative, wimpy flyer myself. But I do try to fly safely, and I promote that as much as I can. So, and again, if you get a chance and you got a kid around or you have access to a kid, bring them. Teach them how to fly drones.
There are a lot of kids at the meetup this year, a lot more than last year.
Yes, there were. Yeah. You know the old saying, let's get kids hooked on drones, not drugs. So, but listen, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for being on today, Mario. You're a great guest. And I'll see you at my regular time next week. Same time, same place. But get out there and enjoy your flying. Hey, and we got Jackrabbit Scott. He's in the house now. How you doing, Scott? But I'm getting ready to sign off. But anyway, you can watch the replay if you want. But anyway, don't forget, I got it scrolling along the bottom. The 6th annual South Florida Drone Meetup in Jensen Beach is going to be April 10th to the 13th next year. Let me know. I'll add you to the list. We got like 70 people already signed up on the list. And make your hotel arrangement. Call the Hampton Inn and Suites direct and give them the code SOU.
Yeah, they only have 25 rooms, right, Ray?
Yeah, there's only 25 rooms, block of 25 rooms for 4 nights. That's what we get. Unless you know, certain people have some pull. I won't mention any names. But anyway, thank you all for watching. And thank you again, Mario, for being on.
Thanks for having me, Ray.
Have a good day, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.